I've got a question for you. Have you ever wondered where have all your money gone? Especially when after a week you've just spent your bonuses, or after a big payday or a big business transaction, you've got all the money in the world, you were able to dine out, have fun with your friends, buy the things that you want, buy the things that you have been dreaming about. Well, and after a week or so again, you've just realized that you don't have cash in your pocket anymore. You've only got your credit card to swipe so that you can live for the remaining 5 days before payday. That's what you call living by paycheck to paycheck, or big business transaction to another big business transaction. And so that's the problem that we have all the time, especially us Filipinos or Ilonggos. We love to spend. We are big spenders. And all of a sudden we would realize that, hey, perhaps I would like to have money for the rainy days. I would like to save and have enough cash in the bank once and for all, so that I would have enough money when I need it, where I need it. However, it is just like a cycle that we would realize that after we don't have cash anymore. And then when we have money, we forget our resolution and then go back to the old ways that we have and have come to enjoy. And so today, we're going to learn how to invest, how to start, and where to start. Where are we gonna save or invest our money when we have it? And what is the best investment for us? And I was able to, shall I say, invite a very good friend of mine. She is now the president of JCI Bacolod Incorporated and a financial consultant. We will talk to her later on in the show. She's Miss Maricel C. So you've got to listen to her because she's got good advice, not just for you guys, but for me as well. Also, later on in the show, we will talk to Tanya Lopez, the curator of Museo Negrense, and also the director of Crossroads, and also the stage actors Leezo, Dionzon, and Rosco Cofreros. They will talk about stage play and the theater arts in the Philippines. So we've got an interesting show prepared for you guys. So stay with me here in It's Time with Charie. Welcome back. I am now with Miss Maricel C., the president of JCI Bacolod Incorporated and financial consultant. Hi, MM. I'll call you MM, because that's how I call you M. So, how are you today?
I'm good.
Okay, and so thank you so much for accepting my invitation to guest here in It's Time with Charie.
Yes, it's an honor.
Okay. So, MM, before they would, shall I say, decide that you are in the right set of mind and right attitude to tell us how and where to invest, I would like to find out, how are you financially now?
I can say I'm financially free.
You are financially free.
Yes.
Wonderful. Because a lot of us are actually in debt and we are actually in prison financially. No, but you are financially free, meaning to say,
financially free, meaning to say, I have prepared for my investments,
yes,
emergency fund, like savings,
yes,
if I get hospitalized. I also have, I don't also have debt.
Wow.
And I have some investment like in stocks, in mutual funds,
yes,
and some properties.
Wow. And to think Maricel, or MM, is just 23 years old. She has investments already and she's financially free. All of us would like to be in her position right now. So MM, Tell us, when is the best time to invest? You're just 23 years old, but you have got all these investments already. So when is the best time to invest?
The best time to invest is the moment you start having an income.
Okay.
That's the best time to invest.
The moment you start having an income, meaning to say the moment that you have work, that's the
Yes,
best time
that's
to
the
invest.
best time.
What about if they say, hey, I only earn like, shall I say, minimum, no? What's the minimum payout now?
I think 275.
275 a day. So can they still invest even if they just earn the minimum wage?
Yes.
Okay, how?
How? First and foremost, they have first to check if
Yes.
the 275, is it already the maximum, though they have already saturated their expenses on it.
Yes.
So if ever they have already, so what they need to do is they have to look for another job. So be open for opportunities so that they could save.
Yes. Okay.
And also, saving is a form of, well, I can say it's a discipline. So before they expend, they should first save a portion and then spend the rest.
Okay, so the moment that they get their pay on a payday, before they spend, they keep some for their savings first.
Yes.
Okay, so that's the best
That's the
thing
best.
that they should do. So they should keep a portion, not all, of course, because
Not
they
all.
need to spend,
Yes.
and so they should keep a portion. But why should they invest? If you say, okay, the moment that you start earning, that's the best time to invest. Why?
Because I believe they should invest because it's in preparation for the retirement.
Yes.
That's most Filipinos don't prepare, and they always rely to their kids, to their family when they get old, or
Yes.
even some for SSS. But well, we know the reality that SSS, we cannot live with what SSS can give us.
Yes. We cannot live on the pension, the
Yes.
minimal pension.
The minimal pension.
So if you would like to look forward to great days ahead of you upon retirement, you've got to invest now.
Yes.
You start early. Not like, for example, you're going to retire, you're 59 and then you're going to retire at the age of 60. You're going to invest at the age of 59. Well, it's never too late.
Yeah,
still.
it's never too late.
Never too late, but
that's-
it's, yes.
But it's not enough.
It's not enough. So in order for your investment to be enough, you've got to start early.
Because the earlier you invest,
Yes.
the more your money grows.
Okay.
But
So
if you end up too late, if you end up like 50s, 59,
Yes.
or 60, then that might be too late already.
okay. In my experience, I already got a savings, a passbook for my daughter. She's 8 years old, but we started saving for her when she was, just 1 year old. No, however, I stopped. Because there has to be discipline. So it's discipline. No? Even if you started already, and then sometimes you go back to your old ways, you stop saving.
Yeah.
So what is the tip for us to be really, shall I say, disciplined in investing and in saving?
Well, number one, first go back to your goal. So if you have the goal and you really want it,
Yes.
then you can actually have a consistent
Yes.
savings or
Yes.
investment.
Okay. So, because some people would say, hey, let's live for the day, let's enjoy this day, we have
Yes.
rich now, but the following morning, they don't have money, they don't have food to eat on their tables because they have spent everything on alcohol. Isn't that right? So, what is the best, or shall I say safest form of investment?
Okay, safest form of investment. Well, I believe it's time deposit, it's savings account, but it has very, very low return, especially right now when Philippines is already upgraded into second time,
Yes.
twice investment grade. So our interest rate right now is very, very low.
Okay.
So it cannot beat already inflation rate.
Okay, so if you save, that's not good enough. Not good enough
Not.
because the interest is very low.
Very low.
So if you have extra money, it's better to save or invest wherein you could get high returns.
Yes, at the same time, we also have in money we follow yield plus the inflation.
Okay.
So it should be that the inflation rate must be equal to the yield.
Okay.
Otherwise, you'll be losing money even you don't spend it at all.
All right. So how and where should we invest our money so that we could get, or we could have enough, or shall I say even more yield than the inflation rate?
Well, right now there are a lot of opportunities like mutual funds, so stock market, bonds,
Okay.
so real estate
Yes.
for a more for
More
for a
stable
more
individuals,
stable,
no? And corporations,
for
yes.
more stable individuals. So we have forex or foreign exchange.
Yes.
So this might be some of the alternatives.
Okay. Let's first talk about stocks. How does one get into stocks?
Well, number one is they have to first look at what companies they should invest. For example, there are companies that do online stock brokering.
Yes.
There is a personal one. So they have first to choose which one they like.
Okay. So choose which one they like. No?
Yes.
Okay. The ones that are in PSE.
Yes.
Yeah, Philippine Stock Exchange.
Philippine Stock
Okay.
Exchange. So that is more on online.
Yes.
So we also have like personal one, like you go to there are many companies like Tower Securities, Wealth Securities. So they have personal broker.
Okay. So it's good to have brokers, no, so that they could advise you, or what is your advice on that?
Normally, yes, but normally for personal brokers, like not online one.
Yes.
Normally they just cater to big accounts because in the Philippines, I'm not sure in the US, no.
Okay.
In the Philippines, they have very, very low commission.
Okay.
So if you're just a newly or very small time investor, they
Yes.
won't accommodate you that much.
Yes. Okay. So it's better for you to research which
Yes.
stocks to buy
Yes.
and when to sell it.
Yes,
okay.
but right now there is also one like for example Bo Sanchez.
Okay,
He
yes.
gives tips, so you just have to register online, and
Yes.
he will email you every month. There's
Yes,
450 to 500 peso subscription,
And
every
that's
month.
true. That's called Truly Rich Club,
Yes.
right? Okay. I think I'm subscribed to that. I hope I be truly
So
rich.
he teach you which stocks to buy,
Yes.
when to sell it, at what price you should buy, at what price you should go out. So even if you don't have any knowledge about stocks,
Yes.
so just following him, you could earn,
Yes.
and it should be in a long run.
And I've even heard that even his maid servants, his drivers, are stock owners already. No?
Yes.
Yes, stockholders to be
Yes.
exact. No, and so they earn. No? Okay, so that's one thing about stocks. What about mutual funds?
Mutual funds, a lot of banks or even insurance companies are offering that
Yes.
services.
Yes.
So mutual funds, normally that's like 5,000 just startup capital.
Yes. And then how does it grow?
How does it grow? So it's just like in the bank.
Yes.
You put your money, and then over the long period of time, it will just grow based on the performance of the companies, the yield of the companies, and then it's like having you're a part owner of the certain company.
Yes, but meaning to say you've got to regularly invest in your mutual fund, of course. Is it every month, or you can choose?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
But
Okay.
of course, it's like what we said. We should have a consistent savings or investment.
Yes. This is getting interesting, especially for me and for all of us out there who would like to really know how to invest. You've said that the moment you start earning, you've got to invest, and you keep first a portion of your earnings for your investment before you spend all of it. But the question is also, how much percentage of our earnings should we invest?
Okay. This came from Bo Sanchez and
Okay.
other financial icon or consultant.
Yes.
So they say that if you're just a startup, at least 20% should be invested, should be saved.
How much?
20% of your income.
All right. Even if you're just starting, even if
Yes.
you're just a fresh graduate and
Yes.
you're newly hired. Okay.
Yes.
You earn 15,000, you save or invest 3,000.
Yes.
Okay.
20%.
20% of that, yes.
And then 10% will go to tithes. The 70% will go to your expenses.
Okay, to your daily needs.
Yes,
okay.
to your daily needs. However, when your income already is growing,
Yes.
you can change, you can modify a bit until to the point that your
Yes.
tithes would be like 40%.
Yes.
Your investments will or savings will be 40%, and then
Yes.
20% will be your personal expense.
Of course, especially if you're earning already 2 million a month. Why
Yes,
not?
so you don't need to you don't need to expend that much.
Yes, you don't spend that much. Next is, how do we find the right investment for us? Because you've mentioned mutual funds, stocks, etc. How does one find the best investment for her or himself?
Yes, it's a very personal question. Well, number one, the person should look at first his or her risk appetite.
Okay.
How much
risk appetite?
Yes,
Okay.
how much he or she is willing to risk. So that's number one. Second is the time horizon. So how long will he want his money to be invested?
Okay.
And then the age factor, and then the other one is the investment objectives. Where will he, after investing, where he or she would want his money to be invested?
Yes.
Maybe he wanted to acquire a house, a expansion for business, a car. So that depends.
Okay. So perhaps they could see you and consult you.
Yes.
Yes. Or other financial advisors. Okay. So it has got to be personal, no? Because the number one question, the risk appetite, is already very personal. How much are you willing to risk? No, okay. But if the risk is small and the earnings or the gains would be big, or the yields, they say sometimes say that's not for real. Are you also into checking bogus investments, like networking or whatever?
Yes, actually, number one rule of investment is, number one, you have to be knowledgeable.
Yes.
You have to know what company you're investing.
Yes.
What are you investing?
Yes.
So I think it's a common, it's a rule.
Yes, because sometimes there are people also who are very enthusiastic in investing because they've got this so much money, they don't want to spend it, they want to invest it. However, they hold onto it until they find an investment that is going to yield a bigger interest.
Yes.
Diba? So sometimes the trouble is, hey, they invested in an illegal company, and then all their money will go to waste.
Yeah.
So number one rule also is to make sure that you're investing in a legitimate company.
At the same time,
yes.
Not just legitimate, but of course, a reputable company,
yes.
a company that is already seen in the public for many years, like
yes.
very credible already.
Yes.
Very stable company.
Okay. So, when we started, you said it's good to invest because that's for your future, that's for your retirement. But what about for people who would like to enjoy life for the moment? What is the advantage of investing?
Of course, if you have lots of money,
yes,
so you can travel anytime you want. Like,
yes.
for example, if today I wanted to go to Boracay, then I can just travel.
Wow, because you've got savings.
Yes.
Yes. But if you live payday to payday, paycheck to paycheck, then okay, you're gonna wait for your next payday before you can
yes,
spend.
yes.
Okay, and perhaps unfortunately for some, their paycheck is not enough. No, because they've got to pay others and because they've spent more than they are actually earning.
Yes, or sometimes they would even swipe their credit card.
Yes.
Just to travel, like for instant announcement.
Yes.
So it's not really a good money management.
So that's another topic. I want to learn money management, and I'm pretty sure our televiewers out there would also be very interested in money management. So finally, what is your money advice to our viewers out there? Because you said the time is now to invest.
Yes.
And learn how to invest like 20% of your income. So your advice to them.
Okay, I prepared 4 or 5, I think.
All
So
right.
number one is the moment you have income, you less savings already, so that the rest would be for expenses.
Yes.
That's number one. Second, live below your means within your needs.
Wow, I love that. Live below your means within your needs. Okay.
Yes, that's second. And then third is don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Okay, meaning to say,
You diversify.
yeah, so when you invest, don't invest in one basket. You choose which investments you'd like to pick. Okay.
Yes. And number four, always be ready for an emergency fund like 3 to 6 months before investing.
Okay. So before you invest, you've got to have an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months,
Yes.
meaning the money that you need to spend per month for 3 to 6 months.
Yes.
Okay, so 15, for example, if you need 20,000 a month to live, you've got to have a savings of 120,000 pesos.
Yes.
Before you can invest.
Before you can
Why?
invest. Because, like for example, if all your money will be put into investment,
Yes.
and your son got sick, or you got sick and you got hospitalized, or let's say you no longer have a job
Yeah.
because your boss fired you, then how can you live?
Yes.
So the tendency is you will pull out your money from your investment. So maybe it's good if your investment already performed well, but if it's not, then you might end up losing your money.
Okay, very good advice. And lastly,
Little things add up.
little things add up.
Yes. So whether it's in expenses or in savings, like for example, in the case of the helper and driver of Bo Sanchez.
Yes.
So how much money they're earning? Maybe 7,000,
Yes.
8,000. But look, 3 years after, one of his helpers has already 500,000. So little things add up. So just little things, little money he put into his stock in her stock market, but now it's already 500,000.
Wonderful.
Yes, and then expenses. For example, many people expend so much money in little things, and
Yes.
if you sum it up, it's already big already.
Yes. That is very well said. Thank you so much. I like your advices.
Yes.
Yes, little things add up. Okay, so be careful in buying little things. No, so you say, okay, that's just 200. It's okay, and then for all you know, for the next 30 days, you spend 200 pesos for just your snack. So that's 6,000 pesos already. That could be your savings already. All right. So, thank you so much. That was very helpful and insightful for all of us. Little things add up. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. The first one is
Income minus savings equals expenses.
income minus savings equals expenses. So save first before you spend.
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Charie.
Okay, you've just heard from an expert, a financial consultant at that, at 23 years old, but she's already financially free. Don't we want to be financially free? Please stay with me here at It's Time with Charie.
Helping the kids out of their coats, the way the babies haven't been born. Unpacking the bags and setting up.
Since 1960, USI Credit and Finance Corporation, trusted for fast and personalized service. Chattel Mortgage, real estate loan, pension loan, and businessman's credit line. No processing fee, no hidden charges. USI Credit and Finance Corporation.
Welcome back. It's Time with Charie. We just finished talking to Maricel C., a financial consultant and president of JCI Bacolod Incorporated, and she has shared with us wonderful insights on how to invest. So I guess it's just but fitting for me to share with you a personal favorite book of mine for our book company segment. It's entitled Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Rich Dad, Poor Dad is written by Robert Kiyosaki. In fact, Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a bestseller all over the world, not just in New York. And Robert Kiyosaki here illustrated the difference of the two different philosophies from his Rich Dad and Poor Dad. Actually, he illustrated the philosophy of his poor dad, his original father, and his rich dad, who was the friend of his father. And so in this book, he shared with us how to be financially intelligent, how to earn more and make money work for you, not you working for money. In fact, this book was described by J.P. Morgan Company as the book that rocked the financial world. So just to give you a glimpse of what Robert Kiyosaki wrote in his book Rich Dad Poor Dad. I'm pretty sure many of you have already read this or even just heard about this book, but please bear with me as I would like to share this with you. Poor Dad philosophy says when it comes to money, play it safe, don't take risks. But the Rich Dad said, learn how to manage risk. Poor Dad said, pay myself last. After having his salary or his income, pay myself last. But Rich Dad would say, pay myself first. Another philosophy is that Poor Dad focused only on academic literacy, but Rich Dad focused on financial literacy as well as academic literacy. So it's about time for our Department of Education to teach our young students out there financial literacy. And the last thing is the Poor Dad worked for money, but the Rich Dad made money work for him. That's why he became rich. So get a copy of Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. So let's now go to another interesting topic that I'm gonna share with you. It's about Crossroads. It's actually a stage play at University of St. LaSalle, and I'm very much pleased to have with me on the set Miss Tanya Lopez, the director of Crossroads, and of course she's also the artistic director of Mascara Theater and Sam and the executive director of
the Negros
Museum. All right, welcome to It's Time with Charie, Tanya.
Hi, Charie. Good afternoon. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here. With Tanya are two cast of Crossroads. Please allow me to introduce to you Leezo Dionzon. Leezo is a second-year psychology student at University of St. LaSalle. She's the marketing head of Crossroads, and of course, she's also one of the cast of Crossroads. Hi, Leezo.
Hello.
All right, very pretty, like mommy. Leezo is the eldest daughter of Jade Snow. She was one of our guests in the previous episode. And of course, with us also is Rosco Cofreros. Rosco is a fourth-year IT student of University of St. LaSalle, and Rosco is the sound designer of Crossroads. All right, so let's talk about Crossroads. When I think of Crossroads, of course, I visualize it diba? As a road crossing, and then you've got to decide where to go, to the right or to the left. And so let's talk about Crossroads, please, Tanya.
Oh, well, Crossroads is a long-standing play of Mascara Theater and Sound. Just to give you a little history about it. This was originally conceptualized by Chris Delgado, who was, I think, the chair of the Drug Education Committee of the University of St. LaSalle and a guidance counselor in the 1990s.
All right.
When I was starting as an artistic director of Mascara Theater and Sound. So at that time, we had a very strong problems on drug abuse within the campus.
Yes.
So he asked me, Atan, so why don't we do a play about drugs and educate people about the hazards of drugs?
Yes.
What do we do if we are into this problem?
Yes.
Where do we go? So we conceptualized the idea of Crossroads. And then later on, it worked. Now we toured it all over Negros.
Yes.
First to the north, then to the south of Negros. And we realized that there is an audience for these kinds of plays. It's really using theater for advocacy and education. So we decided na, sige, why not do it every 2 or 3 years to talk about youth issues? At the same time, what was it? I was thinking of so many things. At the same time, address them. And then the play also expanded to other issues and concerns like poverty, education, prostitution, self-image, acceptance. and so on and so forth. So
Okay.
it expands and expands.
Yes. So now you're going to show Crossroads again, and it's going to
Yes.
be participated in by a new generation.
Of young artists.
Yes, of young artists. That includes Leezo. Okay. So what's your participation in Crossroads?
I am the marketing head of Crossroads, and I play Ella, who is one of the characters who also undergoes a lot of pressure, a lot of problems that this youth faces.
Okay. What problems are these?
Well, she is kind of melodramatic. She is sa love.
Okay.
About the youth today should kada mo gets some cases that kids do stupid things for love, and I guess that's Ella's problem.
Okay. What about you, Rosco?
No, Ringo. May background sa play. My character is Ringo. Then background niya is all about may manghod sa, then duwa sila stay sa Bacolod for education muna. Then the struggle sa with financial, with his family, something like that.
Okay, so financial struggles, poverty, education. So basically, the same issues but different ang importance. Tanya.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So how do you go about it? How do you help these kids to bring out their issues and put them into Crossroads and share with the public?
Well, what's interesting about Crossroads, it is that it undergoes a certain process.
Yes.
Like when we we usually like sit down and level off.
Yes.
And then identify like what are your issues. We have exercises, small groups and big groups. So, but identify your issues, your problems of your generation, and then we rank it. Like what is the most important issue, and then we create a chart, and then later on we start creating like we call it parang cases. Like case 1 is the issue is focused on parents, poverty. Case 2 is more on self-image. Then we do scene work.
Okay.
We create the characters, and then they provide the lines. We write it down. Then we start editing and cutting it off and tightening the script. And then we finalize the script. They memorize it, and we put it together.
Okay. Is it in English or Hiligaynon?
Mixed.
Okay.
Hiligaynon
It's
and
mixed.
English. Yes.
Oh, mixed. Okay. And who can watch Crossroads?
Everybody, especially the parents.
All right. Okay.
Because I think it's about stories of young people. It's about how they need to self-actualize themselves. They have to acknowledge the problems that they face, and they can do something about it. Crossroads is basically making choices.
Yes.
It says here, this came from the kids. Choices we make, consequences we take.
Exactly.
Sa ilan na naghalin.
Yes.
Sila man na nag-phrasing ilang nga tagline.
Very
so,
good.
it's really about choices.
Yes.
And what you can do. And how you would stand up for that choice. So it's about children. And I think it's also a good play for parents. So that you will know what your kids are doing.
Yeah. Culture shock.
Basi mo culture shock. Okay.
Yes.
Kaya ako gaka-shock.
Yes.
Ako.
Okay. No, because
Yes,
there's
with the
already
lens
this
that are coming
generation gap, di ba? And then, oh no, these are the ways they think already. It's really different from the way we think, and much more different from the way our parents think.
And the way
Diba?
we were.
Yes,
when
and the way we were.
At their age.
Yes, very much so. So when is this showing? When is the play date of Crossroads?
Crossroads is showing this January 17 and 18 and 23 to 25 at the Galiaga Theater, 2 p.m. and 6:30 p.m.
2 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. Where can they get their tickets, and for how much?
They can buy their tickets there na mismo sa Galiaga, or they can get it from SAC sa CAPC office sa
Okay,
Lasal.
yes.
It's for 100 pesos with 70%. 70 pesos for students.
Okay, so everybody, even they're not Lasallians, they could go to LaSalle and
Yes, they can
watch
watch.
Crossroads Ground Zero. Okay, so all the actors here are Lasallians.
Yes. Mascara Theater and sound members.
Okay, you cannot be in this play if you're not a Mascara Theater and Sound member.
Well, it's basically a mascara production.
Yes, it is a mascara production. Okay, so I hope you guys will watch Crossroads Ground Zero. We will pause for a short break because when we come back, I would like to talk more on your life as an artistic director, on your pursuits and passion as actors, and your love for theater arts. Okay, so please stay with us here because it's time with Charie.
Helping the kids out of their coats, the way the babies haven't been born. Unpacking the bags and setting up.
Since 1960, USI Credit and Finance Corporation, trusted for fast and personalized service. Chattel Mortgage, real estate loan, pension loan, and businessman's credit line. No processing fee, no hidden charges. USI Credit and Finance Corporation.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Charie Ilon. You're watching It's Time with Charie on Negros TV 32 and my channel 34. Right now, I am with Miss Tanya Lopez, the Artistic Director of Mascara Theater in Sam, and at the same time as Artistic or Executive Director of Negros Museum. All right. I always interchange it with Museo Negrense. So, Negros Museum. Tanya is the Executive Director there. We are also with Rosco Cofreros, a cast and sound designer of Crossroads, Ground Zero, and of course, Dionzon. Leezo, you have grown into such a beautiful woman. You were just very, very little the first time I saw you. Leezo is also a cast and marketing head of Crossroads. Okay, so Tanya, you have been the artistic director of Mascara Theater in Sam for 18 years.
Yes.
Wow.
After college.
After college, right after you stepped out of college, you were the artistic director already. How is the experience, and why did you stay that long? Because you love it.
Yes.
Yes.
I think it's the love for theater, and
Yes.
well, the credo of Mascara. It was really created to share the magic and passion of theater.
Yes.
And it keeps on,
yes.
staying with you and keeping me balanced.
Yes, and because you love Mascara Theater in Sam so much, it keeps you young, it keeps you beautiful.
I'm
because
always with young people.
Yes, you get to do what you love to do.
Yes.
You get to act as well.
Sometimes, but nobody wants to direct me.
So direct yourself, why not?
No.
Why? Why do you think nobody wants to direct you? They're afraid of you?
Yeah, because I'm older.
Ah, okay. So you get to direct them.
Yes.
And so please tell us about the experience. You said it keeps your balance. What else?
Well, I think what really inspires me of being in theater is seeing young people transform. I always keep on telling the kids that being in theater is really a choice, and it's not only like for the fun of it. It also teaches you a lot of things like discipline, self-reliance. You have to learn how to be a team player. You also develop your skills as a leader.
Yes.
So everything And it doesn't mean that you have to be a theater artist after you graduate. You actually see how the impact of theater or art can do what it can do to young people and transform them from like gangly kids when they enter, and when you audition them, it's like they cannot even say a line.
Yes.
And then when they graduate, they're so like full of self-confidence, and they're like running productions. Diba?
Yes.
That's so inspiring.
Yes, very inspiring. So, Leezo, you have been into Mascara Theater in Sam for 2 years already?
2 years.
Yes. So, how has it been so far?
It's been great for me because I started theater when I was still a little girl, and I was exposed to all this already since I was a kid.
Okay.
But I love how it gave me an opportunity to really do things myself. Okay, before workshop, I learn, but I never really get the chance to actually do it, to apply what I learn. So I love how Mascara is a venue for me, not only to showcase my talents, but also to learn a lot of things.
Yes, and you do it with the rest of your friends as well, with the other kids.
And of course, the whole ensemble is a family to me also.
Okay. Rosco, you are the Vice President of Mascara Theater in Sam. So, how is the experience for you?
For me, first, after I graduate sa high school, nakita ko ng Mascara. So, na-feel ko nga, ano sa man, do ka curious kung ano niyang maskara.
Yes.
Then, after that, gin-try ko, nag-audition ko. And, kabakod, nami. Doon na, nang-inspire akong self nga gusto ko ni tapuson, gusto ko ni intrahan.
Yes.
Then, muna, doon, sa 4 years ko stay sa maskara, na-feel ko nga, grabe, nami. Ano ka hard work, nga sacrifice mo, nga time nga ginahatag mo, do ko laing gidya, sinya do ka burst out ka nga, do ka damo kang imagination nga duga sa mind.
So how has it helped you? How has it affected you? When you say, gwapo nami, so how has it affected you?
Do gahatag sa inspiration sa akon.
Okay.
Ma-achieve ang dreams ko. After I graduate, doon muna. And thanks with Miss Tanya kay tungod ang mga workshop kag mga play and production doka nami.
So it has also helped you grow as a person.
Yes.
And made you express yourself.
Yes.
Okay, so kado subong do ka ma-feel mong emotion, no, ni Rosco. Tanya, so dealing with these kids and helping them, shall I say, express themselves and get out of their shells, ano ni siya sa imo? How has this also benefited you as a person?
I think it has also taught me to understand people better.
Yes.
I mean, it's like, it also like taught me how to be more patient.
Yes.
And I think it's really the inspiration of like seeing people grow and contributing to their lives. Because sometimes when they come back and they say, Miss, nahidlaw na kami sa theater, and seeing the impact of theater in their lives, it's like one reason of parang affirmation nga, hey, what I'm doing is right.
Yes.
Because it's like also a choice. Like you
Yes.
have a choice of staying and not staying,
Yes.
of keeping on doing what you're doing and doing other things.
Yes.
So when I always look back, makahambal ko nga, hindi, I made the right choice of staying and just doing this thing.
And if you were to live your life again, you would say you would still
Yes.
be with Mascara. Yes, that's how
Very
powerful
much.
the organization is.
Yes.
And theater,
And
for that
theater,
matter.
yes.
It's really about theater. What is theater to you, Leezo?
Theater is my passion. It's like do pautwasan ko siya.
Yes.
It's a part of me. It's like part of how I work as a person.
Yes. What about you, Rosco?
For me, theater, baka inspire ko sa muna nga bagay kung sa mabala kong theater. Igwa ang imong art of
Yes.
mind.
Aha.
Doka muna, do gahatag sa nga doka dreamland. Doka muna.
Dreamland. Okay. So perhaps you also get your reality in that dreamland.
Yes.
Di ba? In theater, di ba? So you're into sounds, you're also acting.
Yes.
Okay, so how do you improve your craft? How do you nurture your craft?
Sa amon tanan, gina-undergo kami ani for first duga training pa kami, workshop with others sa Manila, sa iban gakwa simistans mga resource
Yes.
person para magtudlo sa amon dire. Then kaka-learn namon, kaka-apply namon sa theater namon.
Okay, yes. What about you, Leezo?
Well, I think you really learn by doing. So, amo man na siya sa nami sa Mascara kay kung magtudlo mga magulang namon, they really let you do it hands-on.
Yes.
So that's how I really learn, and I learn the craft, and at the same time I learn how I work.
For you, Tanya, each year is a different experience.
Yes, always. And what's also nice is that we also have the alumni who are very active in passing on the craft.
Yes.
So before, it was more na I do everything, like train, direct, teach them everything. But now, we can tap the alumni na, can you give us a workshop on stage management? And then the mga manangs come.
Yes.
And then they show it also by example. So
Yes.
when the young ones come in, they look at, parang they have somebody to look up to.
Yes.
And then they say, I also want to be like that. And we can always tell them, it's possible. They started like you.
Yes.
Kasi kung kita maghambal nga, amo man ko na sa munod, do ka layo.
Ah.
Pero kung sila, they have somebody to look up. And those people that they looked up, also went through that stage nga they were looking up at someone else.
Yes.
So doga stairway siya.
Ay, kanais na. So,
Oo.
it's really passing on the passion
Yes.
and the love for theater.
Which is also what we got from the people who were older than us.
Yes.
And even from Peke, because Peke
Yes.
is very generous in sharing his passion and love for theater.
Yes.
And I think most of us who went into like film and theater,
Yes.
well, we made hugot from him and you see him live it.
Yes.
So parang, of course, why not? And you can live it, and it's
Yes.
possible to live it.
Yes. Okay. So, for you guys, how do you think have you affected the lives of other people, especially through the plays that you have been into? How do you affect them, Rosco?
Somehow, duka, Budlaysa i-portray ang character kay lain ang emotion niya kaysa akong emotion. Do I think undergo agad siguro sa duka ma-feel di mo sa ma-feel ay ma-feel mo sa pero kabudlay suddo ng character nga muna. Duka I think I need process.
Okay. Okay. You're talking about getting into the character. Okay. But for you, Leezo, let's go to his point, no? Do you have a problem at times to get into a character that's assigned to you?
Yes, I think it always happens. My character now is really a challenge for me. Kaya, Ella's, can I say?
Yeah, of
Ella's a
course.
lesbian. So,
Okay.
for me, when you act, ginahugutan mo, you need your past experiences, and that
Yes.
you make that as your tool to portray your character.
Yes.
Well, in my case, I have never been a lesbian, so it's hard.
Yes.
But of course, with a lot of research, and I guess I also talk to people, and I really try to get into it because I know that there's a message worth conveying to other people.
Yes. If you're an actor or a director, how would you know that you're doing the right thing, that you're doing it well for your audience, Tanya?
Well, you would feel it and you also get affirmation from your audience. So
Yes.
it's basically the theater when we were taught before na
Yes.
it's a relationship between the actor and the audience.
Yes.
When you know that you have parang made a connection
Yes.
to your co-actor and to your audience, that's when you know that you're on a roll.
Yes,
And
there's a feedback
it's a
system.
feeling di ba la?
Yes,
Oo.
you can feel it,
Yes,
diba?
you can feel that.
If you were able to deliver. So let's go back to my question. How do you think you have impacted or affected the lives of others through theater?
I think in my case, because I do a lot of theater for advocacy,
Yes.
that's one. For the audience, it's really like making people think
Yes.
about our plays, about the content of the plays. There was a time that we did a play, alias Innocentes, about two very young girls who were parang raped by their stepfather. And parang it's kind of crazy on stage because you've got like two young girls playing with bananas.
Yes.
Of course, you can just imagine
Yes.
what they're doing with the banana.
Yes.
And these are, of course, portrayed by college students. Pero they look very young. So parang it's shocking.
Yes.
And it makes people think, and it gives people a place or a space to share also, because we have post-performance
Yes.
interaction. So people get to share and address the problems that nobody wants to talk about because it's too sensitive.
Yes.
So that's one way, parang educating people. The other way for me is for young people, parang they get transformed.
Yes.
Ako nga parang I feel very happy sometimes when I face parents and then they come to me and they tell me nga, Miss Tanya, thank you for helping my child. Parang it really makes me feel good because like some parents do not understand the value of parang rehearsing late nights,
Yes.
long hours. Why do you have to go on weekends when you can do other things and rest? And why do you have to stay late at night? And sometimes I say na, well, you know, your parents should be thankful that you're with me and you're not somewhere else doing
Yes.
some things.
Yes.
So parang it's really more on inspiring and educating and transforming lives. Parang nasal.
Yes, Lasal. Inspiring and transforming lives. Exactly. Okay, so your invitation, Leezo, for them to watch Crossroads.
Yes, please watch Crossroads Ground Zero this January 17 to 18 and 23 to 25, 2 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. at the Galiaga Theater. Tickets are available at the house, front of house, and at the CAPC office sa Lasal.
All right. Thank you so much. Rosco, any parting message? All right. So thank you very much. Thank you, Rosco, Leezo, and of course, Tanya.
Thank you, Charie.
Thank you very much. Okay, so good luck to you, and I hope that you will continue to hone your craft and continue to pursue and live your passion.
Come and watch.
I will. I
have
will.
time, come and
yes,
watch.
I will watch. All right. So please do stay with us here because it's time with Charie.
Helping the kids out of their coats, the way the babies haven't been born. Unpacking the bags and setting up.
When you are in need of cash, USI Credit and Finance Corporation is ready to open its doors for you.
And we've been here for around 48, 47 years now. And we have branches all over the country. We were able to branch out around 14 branches now, and we're in the process of expanding. So we're here to extend chattel mortgage, that's for cars, real estate, mga luta, pension loan.
Since 1960, USI Credit and Finance Corporation is trusted for its fast and personalized service.
Practically one of the longest in the business, and of course we try to make it personalized in the service, and we try to cater to all different all walks of life.
John Felix A. Usai, Chief Operating Officer of YCFC, says they also offer businessman's credit line.
So it's basically for the convenience of the client. Let's say in business, syempre ang availability of cash is important. So you can maintain a credit line here, and as soon as you need cash, you can immediately get it right away because it's already pre-approved ng loan.
As a socially responsible corporation, YCFC has its own foundation to give back to the community.
Well, we have this foundation. It's called Felix G. Usai Foundation. It was founded around 2007, or established 2007. And the primary sponsors and foundation with its activities is USI Credit and Finance Corporation. It goes hand in hand because I think it is also important that we have to do our role to the community.
USI Credit and Finance Corporation has no processing fee and no hidden charges.
I would recommend mga banks, no, if let's say mag-avail ka loan, but for the meantime, while they are processing things, we could perhaps help you on whatever it is that you financial needs. No? So we're just here, just in case, we're here at Arnetta Street.
It's time with Charie, and of course, before I leave, I would like to thank Alta Essentia for my hair and makeup. Thank you so much to Tintin Papio and Miss Clea Velasco. Thank you so much. Also, I would like to invite you to attend our workshop, Say What You Mean What You Say. If you're interested to learn the basics or ABC of public speaking, just give me a call at 476-9353 or text 0932-538-7591. And so I've enjoyed this day as I was able to talk to Maricel C. and learned how to become financially free and financially intelligent. If you want to learn more, please don't hesitate to email Maricel or at Maricel Ngo. That's Maricel, NGOC, @gmail.com. Again, thank you very much to my guests, Miss Tanya Lopez, Rosco Cofreros, and Leezo Dionzon. As I leave, I would like to part with you this quote from Nathaniel Clark Fowler from his book, Getting a Start. Mediocre ability, well developed and properly planted, will produce a larger tree of success than will extraordinary ability, scattered or uncared for. So please be patient with yourself. If you've got the talent, pursue it, live it, so that you will reach your maximum potential. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Charie Hinete Ilon. Till next time on It's Time with Charie.